All right, it's your boy Spank Dog, aka Puffinstein at YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Let's get into it. Um, yeah, so we're gonna be talking about trading cards, sports, hip hop. It seems like there's been some bridging of the gap between collectibles, sports, and hip hop. And I just found out it's 4th of July. So forgive me if you hear anything in the background. It sounds like it's it sounds crazy out there. You gotta be careful what you say when you're on a live stream. So I don't want to say, what it sounds like because they might get mad. But anyway, so with that being said, the playoffs just passed, and the playoffs just passed, and our Knicks, we won our championship finally after 53 seasons. Now I got a bunch of Jalen Brunson cards I'm going to be showing off to you guys. I'm also going to be covering the Conway YouTube video where he hosts a podcast with another two streamers. We're going to get into who they are, and I'm going to subscribe in real time because you got to give credit where credit is due. So with that being said, when I get to the video, I'll be subscribing, hitting like in real time, and we'll be talking a lot about cards, sports, and hip hop. It surprised me when I seen Conway, was into trading cards, but then again, it didn't. People have this connotation on trading cards, and it's even a negative connotation in some locations. People would look at trading cards like they're nerdy, especially like older people are less ashamed of what they do. They actually eventually they learn to be proud of it, but sometimes kids will hide the fact that they collect. Or let me tell you something: comics, trading cards, you know they're about money. And when it's not, I'm not exactly proud to say that money is that powerful, but it is. And everybody got to get a job. Why not get a job if you could dealing in collectibles? Anybody I've ever said that to said, hell yeah, I'd rather sell cards online than jump on the train. Perhaps if that's what they do. So, we're gonna be showing you some of the Brunsons I bought while the playoffs were going on. At one point I had to decide whether to buy Wembenyama, buy Brunson, or buy both. And as you can see, you know, we Brunson heavy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta root for your Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, here goes some more. Oh, they almost went flying. This one in particular, let me see. I've showed you guys this before. This was one of the ones I spent a little money on. This is cost me $70. But if you look closely, I don't know if you can see it. The Jalen Brunson is limited to 20. Try to get the perfect angle on that. So, but you could see, it's a little hard to make out, but it's limited to 20. I came out my pocket for this one, and it was worth it. It's going up. First of all, I believe it's worth $100 plus when I bought it. So I thought that the guy was underselling himself when I copped it, but Brunson is gonna go up for a while. He's solidified. That's the Pitbull Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Some guys, well, first of all, when you win a ring, you're gonna go up, but the fashion you win it in matters a lot. Like when Tatum and Brown won the championships, they both were gonna go up. But the crazy thing about the Boston Celtics championship was that the superstar of that team, even though Jaylen Brown was always a close second as far as first and second option, Jason Tatum was the star of the show. What happened was is that he's always been the star of the show, even in the playoffs. Back when he had the dunk in his like second year or his rookie year on LeBron. But in those particular playoffs where they won the championships, where they won the championship, Jaylen Brown came through. You know, it was Jason Tatum was finding it a little hard to find, to drop buckets. You know what I'm saying? So what happens then is they start to wonder, is Jaylen Brown as good as Jason Tatum or even better? Because that's crunch time. But you got to keep in mind that they don't even get there without Jason Tatum's, first team All NBA production. He's a first team All NBA 4 times, and he put up 28, 27, 29 points a game all of those seasons with high rebounds and high assists. Now, with that being said, it was a combination. When you get to the playoffs, though, that's when it really begins. And Jaylen Brown, he didn't do way better than Tatum, but he did better. He got the he got the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and he got the Finals MVP. So, with that being said, when it comes to cards, now Tatum is going up because he won the ring, and so is Brown. But Tatum isn't going up as fast as he should because he didn't not only outshine Jaylen Brown by a lot, it was where Jaylen Brown actually outdid him. So but Jalen Brunson, that's a whole different story. It would have been like if Cat stole the show, and Cat is the obvious second option on that team. So if Karl Anthony Towns steals the show, everybody's looking at Brunson like Brunson came through. Brunson did amazing stuff. The fact that he's 6 foot tall, the fact that he was the 33rd pick in the draft, and he's facing the number 1 pick in the draft on the other team. It was David and Goliath. It was a 7'4" man who is something they call a unicorn, a true unicorn at 7'4". The first guy we've seen that tall that could actually go through his legs, knock down a 3-pointer, cut to the hole, shoot the mid-range, everything, and it was David and Goliath, and David won, and you're gonna see his cards fly, and I mean fly. Patrick Ewing is worth mega dough, when it comes to signatures and quality cards of Patrick Ewing. Well, Jalen Brunson took it somewhere Patrick Ewing didn't. 33rd pick. Listen, the crazy thing with Jalen Brunson, right? This is his second year. So since he was the 33rd pick in the draft, when they put out the sets for the second year, they didn't even include him in the optic set. They didn't include him in. There's another major set that they didn't include him in. And the crazy thing with that is he's going to be even more expensive. They printed less cards in his second year than they would a normal person. So, but anyway, what I want to do is I want to pull up the Conway podcast where he talks about how he loves cards. My thing is singles. Boxes, I love boxes, but it's like a gambling rush. It's like a thrill, because you never know what you're going to get out of the box. So you could get not the greatest box, or you can get a hit, that if you were going to buy it as a single, you'd have to pay $5,000. So that's why people get into the boxes, and a lot of people will buy a box and say, man, I hope I pull. I've seen people pull crazy stuff. I seen this guy pull a 50 card signature booklet, and this is a card that it comes out, right? They have booklets where they fold over. They're thick, and it'll usually have a jersey patch or a signature. Well, this guy bought some sort of special box. I forget what it was, right? He opens the box, and when he opens, when he gets to the core of the box, he can tell he got something special, and he starts to open the card, and the card is long, it's like a slinky, because it folds, and he pulls it up. He starts to realize that he got this card where the top 50 players, I don't remember exactly what it was, but he got like the top 50 autographs in the present, something to that degree. But what it is, it's like, let's say LeBron's autograph, Steph's autograph, Kyrie Irving's autograph, James Harden's autograph, Nikola Jokic's autograph, I don't know who was on the card, Tim Duncan's autograph, Kobe Bryant's autograph. It was crazy. So, but that's why you buy boxes in hopes that you could pull something like that. I don't know if that card was worth $100,000. I don't know. Some cards go up into the millions. That's how crazy this is. It's not a surprise to me that there's hip hop stars. There's other people that collect in hip hop, but Karl Anthony Towns is an NBA player who collects cards. There's a couple of people that collect. All right, so we're gonna pull up the video with Conway. Matter of fact, before that, I wanted to show you a few things before we get to the Conway video. All right, so I know a decent amount about cards, right? Now, this was the limited to 22nd year that I bought for $70. This is a 2019 Panini Prism bronze fast break, serial number to 20, second year. So, like I said, this was a nice one. Another thing that people don't realize yet that I've started to notice is that the green ice parallels are really rare. And I mean really, really rare. Sometimes I'll go to buy a green ice and there won't even be one available of Shea, of Jalen Brunson, of Nikola Jokic, people that are that good, Stephen Curry, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. So, but these are some of the green ices that I've obtained recently because Brunson won the championship. I was collecting Brunson even when he was on the Mavericks, because when he was with Luka, he started to shine. And when you collect, if you're paying attention, you don't want to miss out on the gravy train, and that's just what it is. I didn't know he was gonna even land on the Knicks. In my head, I'm like, wow, this guy is emerging as a star. He's playing really good with Doncic. So I'm like, let me get a couple of rookies before he blows up. And next thing you know, he ends up on the Knicks and winning a championship. So look, these are some of the green ice that I grabbed because people don't really realize how valuable they are, and you could get a good price on them. I don't know about now with certain players, but at the moment, that's how it was. That's one of my green ice Brunsons. That's another one of my green ice Brunsons. It's a little hard to see when they're in plastic. See, this one's not in plastic. It's in plastic, but not a team bag, what they call a team bag. So, but yeah, this is another one of the Brunsons I have. It's from Mosaic. It's another green ice Brunson. It's from Mosaic also. It's another Prism. This is not from Mosaic. This is from Panini Prism itself. Jalen Brunson. Go check out, see how many of these cards are up right now. This is a Donruss cracked ice, green cracked ice. Go to eBay and see how many of these exist. Any of the cards that I'm showing you. Doubles. This is actually a shock flash. I don't know why I threw it in there. It's not green ice, but this is a green ice. It's called green cracked ice. All right, now with that being said, these are the second year Brunsons. I think he was in the 2019 Mosaics. I'm not certain, don't quote me on that, but I know he was in the Panini Prisms, and I know he was in the Hoops Premium stock. Plus, I like to deal with chromium cards. I'm not really into paper cards. So with that being said, these are second years. These are the Prisms. That's a red wave. It's a red, white, and blue. Another red wave. And yeah, head to eBay and check on some of these cards that I'm talking about. Most of them I paid $2-3 for, $4-5 because I knew they were gonna go up. That's another red, white, and blue Brunson. That's a silver Brunson. One thing people should know about the silvers is they're populated. There's not, they're not rare, but they're like a classic, like a, you know, people just love the silver cards, especially the Panini Prisms, And then real quick, I'll show you. That's a pink jump off. It's an orange jump off. I went in. I knew. I've seen it happen before. Nikola Jokic, when he won the 3 MVPs, the ring, he's averaging triple doubles. The second year, the plain second year card is worth of the base card. It's not even his rookie. His second year, a parallel of Nikola Jokic's second year is worth a lot of money, and especially if it's serial numbered, like the limited to 20 Jalen Brunson that I paid 24. Paid 74. If you would have that, the Nikola Jokic version, it's like $3,000 or something like that, like $1,000, $2,000. Here's a red ice. And then I wanted to show you guys these. This is the last thing I'm gonna show you. This is the premium stock hoops. This is actually a regular hoops, but I took it because it was the teal explosion. And if you look, they're rare, And then these are the premium stock second years. Now, mind you, I went with these because by the time, oh no, $70 is not steep. Crazy Fox leather. It's a deal. Take a look at eBay and then tell me what you think. This is a red ice. These are all rare. Check out the premium stock Jalen Brunsons on eBay. Some people don't even utilize the See Insights. If you click on See Insights, click active, and it'll show you how many sellers are selling the card that you're looking at. Now, every card that I showed you is down to where there's hardly any sellers with these cards. And that's a fact. I looked the other day. This green premium stock Jalen Brunson second year, if you go right now to eBay and you look at Insights, there's only like 6-7 sellers left with this card. And I know that for a fact. I was looking at it yesterday. So, trust me, I'm on point. Go take a look at the Insights on this blue. What is this? This is either a blue cracked ice or a blue laser. But go to eBay and look at the Insights on this. And I bet you there's only like 3 sellers with this card, if that. This is the blue teal. It's also very rare. All of these are very rare. That's why I got the pile that I got. So with that being said, we're going to jump into the Conway video. I haven't even seen it yet. I only seen like the first like 5 minutes. They open up baseball packs. I like baseball, football, and basketball. I collect Shohei. I collect Aaron Judge. I collect Giancarlo Stanton. I collect Mike Trout. And when it comes to football, I love Barry Sanders, but he's more of a Hall of Famer. He's a legend. But actively in football, Drake May. My man Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl for me. I got a lot of Jalen Hurts. So, but like I said, let me pull up this video real quick. Let me change the layout. All right, people, here we go. Look at my man Conway. First of all, Conway is one of my favorite MCs, hands down. Out of Griselda, I believe he's the best MC. You know what I'm saying? Benny the Butcher's there with him. I like West Side Gun too, but Conway's my favorite out of all of them. And it's my style of rap too. I really, really like Griselda. You know what I'm saying? They coming out of Buffalo, New York. You know what I'm saying? And I put Conway up there with some of the greatest rappers ever. I like Conway like I like Styles P. I like Conway like I like Cassidy, like I like Corey Guns. Who else is other MCs that I mean, there's the obvious ones. Jay-Z is one of the best rhymers ever. People look at him as the Mike Jordan of rap. But my point is that Conway is spitting that fire. Now, with that being said, we're gonna show you guys that the connotation on rap, on trading cards, it shouldn't even be there. Always have the courage to be proud of what you do. For any youngin that's watching right now, don't worry about what people say. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that would do that type of thing, they got hate in their blood. Sometimes when people are young, they don't even realize that it's hating. When they get older, they cut it out. You get what I'm saying? But adults don't really care. Adults are trying to get money, and that's a fact. Like I said, I'm not happy that the world chases money like it does, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay your rent. What are you going to do? Argue with the landlord that it shouldn't be like that? You got to pay your rent. All right, so I'm going to hit play. Let's watch some of this. Oh, and first, what I wanted to do was give everybody a shout out. So the first thing I want to do is give credit where credit is due. I'm a subscribe to Ripping Together, but there's other people. There you go. That's what I wanted to make sure. All right. So the video that I'm covering was put together by Ripping Together, Conway the Machine, and Brady Watt. I want them to get their credit. Not only that, in real time, what a person should do is, subscribe. If you're going to do commentary on a video, I feel like subscribing is nothing. So we're going to subscribe to all 3 of their YouTube channels. And then I'm going to hit a thumbs up because I know I'm going to like this. I heard somebody say, a content creator, that wait till the end of the video to hit like. Is that really a thing? That's crazy if that's really a thing. Anyway, I'm going to hit play right now.
It's high drama here for this card. Anthony Edwards and a Cooper flag.
Yo, you got an Anthony Edwards and a Cooper flag. If that shit number, we gonna make a stupid bag.
Your girl is listening.
The girl that loves me.
Be careful, you have a wife.
He said if his number, we're gonna make a stupid bag.
I ain't got no wife.
You got a girl, be careful.
I'm married to this money in these streets. Yeah. I ain't got no wives, nigga.
Oh, looks like we struck a chord with Conway. He's married to the money.
I'm here for a good time, not a
long time. Is that a thick one? That's a thick. They're all thick. Oh, they are. Okay.
I like the thick ones.
See, why is that not plausible?
Hey, yo, I want to apologize.
I like that they add humor to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And they look like they make a decent team so far. This is the first time I'm ever seeing this. They've made 10 episodes so far.
To the set of Ripping Together, that was insane.
See, I'm feeling this. You know what I mean? As a collector, seeing this it's dope to me, Big shout out to Conway the Machine. Big shout out to Ripping Together, and I forget the name of the other person, but I'll shout him out if I can before the end of the video.
This is real. We made it to episode 10.
Let me get them shades again, baby.
Give my man his shades.
Yeah.
He's feeling himself right now. We made it to episode 10.
Thank you, King.
The Kings are in the building.
Shout out to Oakley Brand.
Pay us.
Episode
10. This is real.
10, man. We 10 into this.
Look at the boxes. You know, like I said, I stay away from boxes. At least I do my best. You know, they're hard to resist because you get like a thrill from opening them. You see all the boxes right there, tops chrome.
Shit.
We're 10 in.
Shit ain't no game. Tonight we gonna hit some flame.
The
Look
music.
at these too, y'all.
Let's not understate what just happened in New York. $8.4 billion later, Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks are finally champions of the world.
Champions. And I told y'all, I don't know if it was episode 5, episode 6, episode 7, but one of them shits, I'm not correct.
You said on episode 8.
I said Knicks in fucking 5.
You know, I gotta tell the truth. If I would have called it wrong, my man Tone was in my house when I said it. My man Anthony Tone Rivera can vouch, you know, because he was saying Knicks in 6. I said, nah, yo, Tone, I think they're gonna do it in 5. You know, I said Knicks in 5. So yeah, your boy got it right too.
He said gentleman sweep. It was a gentleman sweep. Jalen Brunson, congratulations.
JB, what up?
You did it. You brought history back to New York. There were people hanging off the street lamps.
You did
the stop signs. They were hanging off the buildings during the parade. This shit is real. New York,
for New
Jersey
York City
is on
Yo, Jalen Brunson.
fire.
Jalen Brunson is different. The fashion he won it in is insane. You know, Shea Gilgeous won it the other year, right? SGA. He won the MVP, the scoring title, the championship. He won finals MVP and he won conference finals MVP. And he didn't fall flat when it counted. He had a crazy run. So we haven't seen nothing like this since SGA. Like I told you, it could go down like how it went down with the Celtics with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And it's like, wow, like who's the one? Well, it was clear cut with Jalen Brunson and it was clear cut with SGA. SGA literally, that's like a NBA triple crown. You know, I don't know if people noticed it. He won the MVP, the scoring title, and the chip, all 3 in the same season. Big shout out to SGA. And to top it off, that was the year that he got them the best record in Oklahoma City history. And he won finals MVP and conference finals MVP. And averaged 30 a game during the playoffs. He covered every angle. You know, and Jalen Brunson did the same thing, except he didn't win all the accolades. But, you know, Jalen Brunson wasn't the 33rd pick in the draft. And SGA wasn't the 33rd pick in the draft. And Jalen Brunson beat the guy that had just finished knocking out SGA. SGA couldn't beat Goliath. You know, Jalen Brunson's the David. He's David's you know, he slayed Wembanyama. SGA, he had a problem slaying Wembanyama. He got knocked out by the Spurs. So, you know, just to let people know how hard it was to knock the Spurs out, you know, SGA and the Thunder couldn't do it. Those were the reigning champs. It took Jalen Brunson and the Knicks to do it.
Man, what y'all did for the New York City and just for the Knicks fans worldwide, what y'all done. Y'all done the unthinkable, the unbelievable. I told them I won a lot of money on my parlays, betting on you Knicks. When you know, y'all only lost about 3 games all playoffs. I betted money line every one of them.
Everyone?
Every one of them. So
my man took home parlays.
Bronson, shout out Cat, shout out Mikael Bridges, shout out my man Jordan Clarkson, shout out motherfucking what's my man name?
I don't really gamble, but just for people who don't know what a parlay is, you know, in Silver Linings Playbook, that's probably the most famous movie to break down a parlay. A parlay is winning multiple bets to win the bet. So if I bet on 3 things, I can't win 1 or 2 and lose the other. I got to win all 3 to win the bet, you know? Apparently, he made some money on Brunson.
Alvarado. He's the fucking man.
Shout out
I love
Alvarado, nigga. Shout out.
You know, Alvarado literally lives. I could walk to where Alvarado lives from where I'm at. You know, I'm right on the borderline of Ridgewood and Bushwick. And Bushwick is the neighborhood right next to Williamsburg. And I believe that's where Jose Alvarado comes from. Big shout out to Alvarado. Big shout out to Brunson. Big shout out to the whole Knicks. Big shout out to OG Anunoby with the tip. You know,
Mike Brown, nigga, you came back to the town and put on, homie.
And Worldwide West.
I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Worldwide West.
That's serious business.
Yeah,
right there.
nigga.
That's serious. All right.
Well, Buffalo Bills is next.
No, they're not. No, they're not. All right.
Come on, man.
Maybe. All right.
for people who don't know, the Buffalo Bills are on a drought, just like the Knicks. I don't think they've ever won a Super Bowl. And for people who also don't know, the dudes from Griselda, West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, they're all from Buffalo, New York. That's why they want the Bills to win so bad. You know, I root for Buffalo. Anything New York.
Got the music.
Bills next.
Guys,
Bills next.
New York Knicks are champions. We're going to start this show with basketball, signature 25-26 hobby box. No, it's not a hobby box.
Sometimes you find,
it's a blast.
We're so used to ripping hobby boxes that we think everything is a hobby.
They say that also because hobby boxes are probably the best boxes to buy. They guarantee signatures. They guarantee certain things that a blaster box that you find in Target, they don't offer. When you buy cards from a place like Target or Walmart, some of the boxes don't have signatures. They'll have like a Walmart exclusive or a Target exclusive, but they don't hold signatures sometimes. And sometimes they do. But you find blaster boxes in Walmart and Target. I don't think they carry hobby boxes. They didn't for ages. So, but yeah, the hobby box is the best box probably, in my opinion. Blaster boxes are cool, but like I said, I stick with the hobby boxes if I'm gonna buy a box.
We're getting greedy.
Sometimes it's a robbery.
Yeah. And then wait, these are the ripping together. Wait, and this is not for any other purposes other than opening your packs of cards. Ready?
That's it.
Okay. Go ahead, Charles.
You know what I mean?
Just that same motion.
No, I'm just you want to do a strike down movement like that.
So what was the other
Always
one for?
close it. That was for something else that I don't want to talk to them about.
You
know what I mean? Because it's dangerous. See, look, I've even cut through the box. See how dangerous that is?
Could have ruined the
You gotta be careful.
You gotta be a little more
That's what I'm
cautious.
saying,
That's our
man.
inventory.
I got excited. You
I ain't
showing
even
me-
gonna say
I was
nothing.
trying to teach him something
Give me a
else.
little something. He's excited.
But yo,
I like
the
this
two
one.
the two dudes on the instruments they're the best.
Take you 3. I'm gonna take 3.
3 packs each, guys. We're not
Yeah.
fucking around. This is episode 10. Let's go.
I'm serious. I'm ripping the packs open fast.
Okay, the packs that they're opening, I think 6 come in a box, and it said signature series. There's a chance there's an autograph in every pack.
Woo!
And I'm working with a crushing.
Looking for that concanuple.
Okay.
Nope, nothing.
Zachary Ratio
Wait,
with some type of.
That's nice.
All right, so there's not a signature in every box. What Conway just said is there's a Zachary Risa share in the second pack that they opened. People need to know that even though Zachary hasn't took off yet, he was the number 1 pick in the 2024 NBA draft. You know, Wembanyama was the number 1 pick in 2023. Zachary Risa was the number 1 in 2024. Cooper Flag was the number 1 in 2025. And they just picked the draft. I'm so unfamiliar with the draft that just passed. Even though they've been picked, I don't know the order yet.
Nice.
Some silver, some silver. Check that out for me, kid.
Here we
What
go.
we checking on that?
It's, you know, even you got to remember Zachary Risa share only averaged like 13 points in his rookie year. And I think he's even had a second year now. But he hasn't like emerged yet. But there's a chance that Zachary Risa still can light it up. Just because he hasn't dropped 30 points a game in his first 2 years don't mean he isn't on the way to being a superstar. or they could have used the number one pick on somebody that wasn't worthy. You know, that's how it goes. So far with the number one picks, they've been on point. Anthony Edwards was a number one pick. Cade Cunningham was a number one pick. Victor Wembanyama was a number one pick. Cooper Flag was a number one pick. Who else? Paolo Banchero was a number one pick. They've been doing real good. They made a lot of mistakes. Like, you know, I don't want to name no names, you know, but there's times where they messed up the number one pick bad.
Wait, what we using?
Oh, raw pulls, of course.
Yes, sir. I like the sound of that. Woo! I like the sound of that.
Raw pulls. Guys, you don't know what we're doing yet. I know you don't really see it, but it's coming together. I promise you, step by step.
And it's a family-friendly show. I'm definitely drinking alkaline water here. No worries.
That is just alkaline water. Conway just pulled a $5 card.
$5.
Start us off.
Card. Let's go.
Oh.
See, but that's why you buy the rookies when they're not worth nothing. The Zachary Risa share, he has potential. He's the number one pick. There's no way in the world all the GMs, all the you know, the owners, the consensus was Zachary Risa share was the number one pick. That's not for no reason. There's got to be something special there. So there's a chance you hold on to that $5 card. If he does what people think he's gonna do, it'll be $100 card one day. Quick.
Whoa. A Wemby. Holographic Wemby. We got something, Keith. Wemby's so dope. Hold on. Guys, give me a little like sound bed music like so I could tell a story. I could not stand when the Spurs lost in the championship and Wemby said, "You'll see me again, never," and walked off. I still love your card, Wemby.
Yeah, man, he turned himself into a villain, bro. I mean, it's all good, you know, like as long as he's not like a horrible, you know, has like, it's okay if he has a nasty attitude. Put it like that. That's nothing that deep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not helping his image, but the whole I talked about the never thing too. That's when he looked the worst. I mean, he looked bad when he was telling Mitchell Robinson, "I'm in your head," and he was thinking he was that big and bad. So the Knicks, they only won one game. What were you even doing with the whole "I'm in your head"? You only won one game. You're not in nobody's head. That was the worst mistake, actually, the Mitchell Robinson thing. But the other one was when he walked out the press conference.
But that was some sore loser.
What are you supposed to say?
Still respect. I mean, I'll see you never.
That shit
I'll see you
hurt.
next season. He's a
Yeah,
champion
man.
too. Like, come on. I still love you.
You see, Conway the Machine is giving him slack. You know what I mean? People ain't perfect. Victor Wembanyama is 22 years old. People change. I'm nothing like I was when I was 22. I mean, I was always a good person, but you know, you have a lot of things to sort out when you're 22 still. You know, not as much as a child or a teenager, but still, you know, you're never gonna be perfect. You're gonna have to. You should be working on yourself until the day you pass.
Wemby.
We love you.
I know you don't care.
We love you, Wemby.
It's all good. You're the
Fuck
man.
what he talking about. We fuck with you, Wemby.
I got another
guy. You had a hell of a season.
Yes, you did.
You know what I'm saying? You're welcome to the
He's not trying to catch feelings over what Wemby did. I understand what he's saying. And plus, you don't want to erase what Wemby did as a player, man. You know, yeah, he made some mistakes. He said stuff he shouldn't have said. I mean, it was all the way back when he was pushing Brunson. But it does hurt. He's right, Conway. And you know, let's lock in on the guy's talent for a second before we start talking crazy about him in the, you know, in the media and stuff. He got the heat when he tried to get at the Knicks. So, maybe that'll be a lesson.
show whenever you want to pull up, baby.
That's
We're going
true.
to tell you what you said. You know,
We still gotta be real.
We got to be real.
Come on.
We got to be real. You took the piss, bro.
You took the piss, bruv. You definitely took the piss. What do we got?
That's British slang. He said you took the piss, bruv. Yeah, they say in Britain you're taking a piss, and then bruv, you know, same thing as bro, just with a V.
$5 piss right there. See, Wemby. Okay, no, it's still the. What do you got?
Got a couple of motherfucking veteran superstars. A Jokic base, a Steph Curry base, right? But I got a cool rookie here.
He's got a rookie. Turn it up. Turn it up.
See, when he said Jokic base or Stephen Curry base, those are regular cards. Even though they're superstars, they're low priced. But the thing is, if you hold on to a base long enough, you know, I have a LeBron that was $1 card and it's worth $100 now because I had it from like 20 years ago. I sold my collection. I didn't have hardly anything left. The LeBrons were actually hard to sell at that time. They ain't hard to sell now. So, you know, if you get a guy like Stephen Curry, a guy like LeBron, Kevin Durant, you know, hold on to them. It don't matter if they're just a base. I mean, if you got time, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't got time to wait.
Rookie insert, VJ Edgecombe, high fidelity.
He's nice.
You know
that could be a 20
Edgecombe.
We'll see. It's not a refractor, so we'll see. I'm gonna say
Deontay George is another one.
About $8.
It says $40, VJ Edgecombe. That can't be real. Come on.
Oh,
$40, we're alive. Hit it.
I thought 8 to 12.
I thought it was less than 8. I got a color card.
Oh, okay.
Guys,
that want to be auto, man. That look like Ant-Man.
Is it?
It looks like Ant-Man. That is Ant-Man. Is it numbered? So insert.
Uh-oh. There's high drama here for this card.
Ant-Man's the man. They got something there. Let's see what it is.
I see something there.
Woo!
He's a fucker.
Here we go. Make that louder. Make that louder. Make that louder.
That's a get by. Yo, you got an Anthony Edwards and a Cooper flag. If that shit number, we gonna make a stupid bag. Let me see what they got. Let me see what they got. Let me see what they got. It's Cooper flag. Yeah. Okay.
Cooper flag, the #1 pick in the draft, and Ant-Man, who was a #1 pick in the draft also. The Ant-Man might be serial numbered.
Ooh, Anthony Edwards and a Cooper flag.
And then remember, so we hit a Cooper flag and a VJ Edgecombe out of fucking $35 signature
Show him that
box.
Signature. We get signature blaster box.
I ain't gonna lie, I like this collection.
$20, Cooper.
See, it's a signature blaster box. That means guaranteed one signature in the box. You know, I didn't see anything. I didn't see any autographs yet. So far, they made their money back, is what they're saying, and then some.
Cooper flag, $20. Clap it up. Let's go. We definitely broke.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm happy to get a $20 card. You know what I mean? Especially out of a fucking, what they call them boxes?
Blaster.
Especially out of a blaster.
Come on, bro. You were right about the VJ.
The little baby I got.
There's a difference between a blaster and a hobby.
The little baby I'm about to get to is I'm gonna go blast the box.
What'd you just say? What'd you just say? What did you just say? Oh, that's good.
I said that little baby I got waiting on me. I'm gonna go blast her box.
Yo, as we open a Superman pack, that's what he's talking about. This is a blaster box. We are not allergic to any category. It's not just sports, guys. This is card collecting. That means we're.
Yeah, man. Listen, for you people out there, movie cards go up. You know, everything. You know how it is. It could be. I mean, if it's Disney, if it's Star Wars, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff out there that people are into. So they're about to open a Superman box. I'm gonna stop this for a second. Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. I'm glad to see. Let me bring this that way. All right. I'm glad to see that a dude like Conway would let people know that he's into collecting cards, and you know, it's sports, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, look, they're about to open a Superman box. And listen, I would collect Marvel cards. It depends. The things I stay away from is things that I don't know about. I'm not gonna collect some stuff that I don't know about. And you know, I don't know what to look for. With me, I stick with my sports. I stick with my comics, you know, and I don't collect comics like I do trading cards. You know, sports trading cards are my thing, basketball particularly, you know. So before we go, I had a couple of other Brunsons I wanted to show you guys. All right, these are the ones that weren't the second years, that weren't the cracked ices, that weren't the other second year, which were the premium stock instead of the prisms. Real quick, these are the Brunsons that I had that are not those kind of things. All right. Well, first of all, I also had a couple of other people I wanted to show you. That's our boy OG Ananobi, who will be forever known as the guy who tipped in the ball to save the series. Well, not save the series, save the game. You know, big shout out to OG Ananobi. That's ooh, there you go, OG Ananobi. That's his rookie card, fast break. This is a good one. You know, he's got 2 rings. Remember, he won one with Kawhi Leonard before he won one with the Knicks. And he's a defensive master. You know, I'm going to tell you something like this. He gets another ring, he got a shot at the Hall of Fame. You know, and he could also pick up his numbers. You know, I wanted to shout out Julius Randle, you know, because to be honest with you, even though he wasn't there to win the ring with us, he was the one that started to spark the Knicks after being horrible for a long time. So big shout out to Julius Randle. Another OG Ananobi. This is his rookie card. Big shout out to OG. I believe this is serial numbered. Let me see. Yeah. If you look closely right there, there's a serial number. It's limited to 299. It's really hard to see though. All right. Enough of that. Big shout out to Patrick Ewing. You already know what it is, man. That's the homie right there. That's the big homie, the big OG, Patrick Ewing. You know, that's when I first started to get into the Knicks, you know. Karl Anthony Towns rookie. Big shout out to Cat, man. He don't get enough credit. You know, Cat is one of the best 3-point shooting big men in the history of the NBA, period. This is his Donruss rookie. This is a Jalen Brunson playoff rookie card. You know, these were selling like hotcakes. There weren't many left on eBay after I bought this one. So, the status rookie. This is a very popular rookie card when it comes to Jalen Brunson. The Prism is probably the most popular. And after that, I would say the status. You know. Another Karl Anthony Towns rookie. This is not a Donruss. This is an NBA Hoops. Another Jalen Brunson playoff, I believe. It's hard for me to see. I'm not going to go that deep right there. Jalen Brunson NBA Crusade. And last but not least, this is a status, but this is not a regular status. This is a parallel. So I believe this is an Aqua. So it's worth more money than the Brunson I showed you before. All right, people. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Spank Dog. You know, I think it's real dope that Conway, you know, got with the trading cards. You know, it's okay. It's a good thing if hip hop, sports, and trading cards become something that's unified. You know, and you know, it's a good way to, you know, my father introduced me to trading cards, and he also told me like this is a way to save money, you know. So he would take me to the flea markets like Aqueduct. I think they used to throw flea markets at the Belmont also. And, you know, he would just tell us, you know, here's a couple of bucks, pick out some stuff, you know, and that's how it all started. He used to actually buy cards off of people my father had a candy shop, you know, but it had video arcade games in it. So with that being said, people would come in the store sometimes and ask my pops if they wanted to buy the collection, and he would buy the whole big bag and come upstairs. This is when I'm like 6 years old, and I would sit there. They were baseball cards at the time, and I'd look, you know, I'd find Tony Gwynn rookies. Back then it was Cal Ripken, Ryan Sandberg, George Brett, Mike Schmidt. You know what I'm saying? Andre Dawson, Ricky Henderson. So, but anyway, this concludes this episode of this live. It's your boy Spank Dog. I'm gonna let y'all go. Much love. Peace. Let's go Knicks. New York City. I'm out.